Good morning and welcome to this regularly scheduled meeting of the Minneapolis City Council. My name is Barb Johnson. I'm City Council President, and I'm joined by my colleague Jacob Fry, who represents the Third Ward in Minneapolis. We are pleased this morning to be able to celebrate the service of a fantastic member of our community, and we really would like to take the time to honor the work that Tony Hofstede has done for our city. And so, Tony, why don't you come up? We take time before our council meetings to recognize some work that people do, accomplishments of citizens in our community. And so today it's our great pleasure to have Tony up here, and my colleague Jacob Fry is going to read a resolution and say a few words.
Thank you, Madam President. Before I get started with the resolution, I want to just say a few words that I'm sure pretty much everybody that's ever met Tony agrees with. If you've met Tony, you absolutely love him. He's gentle, he's warm, he's effective, he gets things done. He's really an extraordinary person. I had the privilege of working with him both in DFL politics as well as on the Capital Long Range Improvement Committee. And, you know, this is a committee that allocates money throughout the city. There are representatives from every ward that are on the committee. Inevitably, it can be controversial. But Tony has a way about him that he's able to facilitate collaboration, to drive consensus, and then ultimately to affect change that very few people that I've ever met in my entire life have. And that really shows from the fact that he's been on this committee for 32 years. That's my age. 24 or 26 of which 24 of which he was the chair. So without further ado, I will read this resolution authored by the mayor and the city council honoring Tony Hofstede. Whereas Tony Hofstede, a lifelong resident and a 30-year Minneapolis business owner, married his high school sweetheart, Diane, a person who shares his values and commitment, and whereas Tony's core values were fundamental to the Hofstede family, the entire Hofstede family has shared a commitment to critical social issues, workers' and women's rights, and civic engagement, from his father, Albert Sr.'s influence and role in organizing for fair wages and workers' rights in the 1930s, to his brother, Al Hofstede Jr.'s leadership as the mayor of Minneapolis and Third Ward city council member, to brother Father John, sisters Carol and Mary, and his wife Diane's role as an 8-year Minneapolis Third Ward City Council member and 20-year City of Minneapolis Library Board trustee. And whereas Tony was appointed to the City Capital Long Range Improvement Committee, CLIC, by Third Ward City Council Alderman Richard Dick Miller in 1983, and whereas in 1990, Hofstede was elected to serve as the chair of CLIC, and whereas he has served on CLIC for 32 years, with 24 of them as chair of the committee, by far CLIC's longest serving member, and whereas Tony has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to community engagement through CLIC by leading by example and ensuring every committee member's voice could be heard, and whereas Tony had a near-perfect attendance record at CLIC meetings, missing only 2 meetings in the last 8 years and encouraging strong participation and completion of all activities by other members, and whereas Tony mentored new members with patience and dignity and explained to them the significance of their service in making responsible recommendations for taking care of the capital infrastructure of the city and making it a better place for all. And whereas Tony served as an ambassador for CLIC and for the city of Minneapolis and encouraged members to think about the entire city and its residents by showing concern for the cost of services in terms of property tax and utility rate implications. And whereas Tony led CLIC with distinction, he fostered an environment of respect and learning and candor, and most especially humor, which made serving an enjoyable experience for all, and all will agree that he will be greatly missed. And whereas Tony's plan now is to find other avenues to serve and spend more time with Diane and continue to support leaders in our city. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Minneapolis City Council that we honor Tony Hofstede's commitment and service to the city of Minneapolis and proclaim February 27th, 2015 as Tony Hofstede Day.
Thank you all. I thank you for this special recognition. It is an honor, and I hope I can get through this because it's just, I'm just very proud that I could do this, but I'm very proud also of my family, my wife, Diane, my brother John, who's here today. I'm proud of all the members I get to serve with that are all here, that brought a diversity of experience, education, cooperation most of the time. You know, I guess I'm just very grateful to all of you and the challenges that you have every day, and I wish you the best, and I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart to be able to serve on this committee for so many years, for all those people who appointed me. I'm also proud of the staff. It's just unreal, the talented and valued people that work in the city. I think few people understand and realize that. Mike Ablin was a special member to work with, and I'm really grateful. He is truly a dedicated servant to the committee and to the city. And again, I can't thank you enough, and my blessings to all of you. And I wish you the very best for the challenging job you have to do day in and day out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Diane, just we need John. But I also want to recognize all the people that some of the many people I got to serve with, and I'm proud of all of them. If you guys could just stand up, and women as well. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. They all make this work.
I just want to mention one thing one time, and I remember visiting with Tony, and he came to me about water and our investment in our water plants, and just with concerns about the expensive propositions that, you know, the plan that we had. And we ended up scaling back our investment in our water utility, and it was the right thing to do. And it was challenging, you know, it was really challenging to do that. But your good advice kept us, I think, in a really good place. And in the end, you know, you were absolutely proven correct that we didn't need that much capacity. And so those are the kind of things, you know, we really take these the advice of the Capital Long Range Improvements Committee so seriously, and because we know that you spend so much time making those decisions. And so we respect the work that you do, and your leadership, I know, is going to be very, very much missed on that committee. So thank you again for so few people in our community have dedicated as many years. When I think of Dick Miller was your first appointment, I was a kid when that happened. But anyway, so thank you again.
So was
thank
I.
you. Yeah, right. So thank you very, very much. Good to see you, Diane. Good to see you, Father John. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Minneapolis City Council to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Here.
Warsami.
Here.
Goodman.
Present.
Fry.
Here.
Palmisano.
Here.
Gordon.
Here.
Cano.
Here.
Reich.
Here.
Bender.
Here.
Glidden.
Here.
Yang.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
President Johnson.
Here.
There are 13 members present.
We have all members present this morning. Next item on our agenda is adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda or any additions or changes? Seeing none, a motion to adopt would be in order.
Move. Second.
Okay, and moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in approval say aye. Aye. Opposed? That carries. And next we have acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting of February 13th, 2015.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in approval say aye. Aye. Opposed? That carries. Next, we have referral petitions, communications, and reports of the city officers to proper committees and departments.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in approval say aye. Aye. Opposed? That carries. The reports of the standing committees are next, and the first committee to report is the Community Development and Regulatory Services Committee, and that committee is chaired by Councilmember Goodman.
Good morning, Council President Johnson, members of the council. We have 14 items for approval this morning. Items number 1 through 6 are land sales. Item 7 is extended hours. Item 8 I'll be pulling for an alternative motion. Item number 9 are liquor business and gambling applications. 10 is a settlement conference. Item number 11 is approving the government program and annual budget for the McPhail Center for Music. Item 12 is a contract with 2 suburbs to work with us to develop their own step-up youth employment program. And items 13 and 14 are accepting grants from the county and Met Council. With that, I'm going to move item 1, items 3 through 7, and 9 through 14. In other words, I'm pulling items 2 and 8 for further action.
Councilmember Goodman has moved items of 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 through 14 on the community development report. Anyone want to pull anything off or discuss any of those items? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Cano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Glidden.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
President Johnson.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes.
That report is adopted. Thank you.
On item number
2, Councilmember Goodman.
Madam President, on item number 2, I am going to move a substitute motion, which is in front of you, titled CDRS Committee Number 2, which is recommending passage of a resolution authorizing the sale of property to Cameron Alexander and Dave Erickson for $8,000.
Okay, Councilmember Goodman has moved the CDNRS Committee Number 2 report, land sale at 2658 Queen Avenue North, an extra item for us here. Councilmember Yang.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wanted to first start out by thanking Councilmember Goodman for this motion. I wanted to speak a little bit about this specific case. This is the sale of the property of 2658 Queen Avenue North, and this sale has the support of the neighborhood group. My office has received questions from people on the block asking why this process was taking so long. The city selling this property will return it to the property tax rolls while also providing affordable housing to a senior citizen to age independently close to her family. Let me speak to the history of this purchase directly. The city staff purchased this house in the summer of 2013. At the same time the city was pursuing the home, Keller Williams' sign out in front caught the eye of a couple that lived on the block. This would be Cameron Alexander and David Erickson. One of the couple thought the small house would provide a nice place for their mother to live in on the same block that they lived on. He called to inquire about the house, only to be told by the realtor that it was being sold. Cameron and David stuck it out through this whole long process. It's been a little bit over a year and a half, almost 2 years, and they've been patient and They've spent quite a bit of effort going to all these different community meetings to try to see if they can get the house. And this story highlights several areas where we as a city must do better. It's hard for individuals and families to buy homes and property owned by the city. The process takes too long. It's too complicated. You almost have to be a professional or a lawyer to navigate the process. And I will tell you, as a lawyer, I mean, I have a hard time following the process as well. There are hundreds of city-owned empty homes and vacant lots in Ward 5, and these assets can be used to help the people in the ward, the people I serve, and the neighborhoods they live in, or they can just be eyesores and empty lots. It's not as though there isn't demand or there isn't a need for affordable housing. There are too many people in Ward 5 paying too much for the places they live in, and we can put these empty homes to good use. The equity gaps that we're confronting around here are ultimately rooted in one thing: wealth. And there's no better way to build intergenerational wealth than through homeownership. There is no better way to build vibrant neighborhoods than through the stable homeownership from homeowners who look out for each other, like Cameron and David, and the Block Club leader. Let me just mention her name, Nancy Erdman. She wrote a really nice note to us about how she lives right next door to 2658 Queen, and how she and her spouse took care of the place whenever there was snow, whenever there were weeds and grass. They took care of that, even though it was a city-owned lot, and the city came right after they took care of the place to just pretty much put salt on the sidewalks. The empty lots need to be aggressively marketed. These empty houses need to be aggressively marketed, or if they're empty for extended periods of time, we need to consider what we can do next with them. And from my perspective, we need to simplify the process for buying houses from the city. The process must be made more accessible to all people in the communities. We must get families into these homes. They can't sit empty. Building equity for these families and creating equity in our city is a good thing, and we need to help folks like David and Cameron help their mother to get into this home. David and Cameron Alexander is actually sitting in the crowd there, and I just appreciate your patience and your persistence to get through this process. In this situation, I think, we can talk about this write down of $32,000 from what the city purchased the house for and what we're selling it to now. But to me, what's important is really that we cannot just let houses like this sit vacant without any sort of investment in there. And, when we have candidates who want to invest in these homes, we should be willing to sell and help these good citizens get into these homes. Thank you. And I ask for everyone's support on this.
Any further discussion? Any further discussion on CD item number 2? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Aye.
Warsame.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Cano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Glidden.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
President Johnson.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes.
That item is adopted. On item 8, Councilmember Goodman.
Thank you, Madam President. On item number 8, there's an alternative motion in front of you. This is to strike the language that we send it forward without recommendation and move this back to the Community Development Committee. I'll note that this is an example of a business, the Mediterranean Deli, that did not pay its state sales tax that they collected. And the state requires us to revoke a license if the taxes were not paid. In committee, it seemed like an insurmountable amount of money. I'll note it was $25,000. It was paid late yesterday afternoon, and as a result of that, we don't need to take any action. So it will be sent back to committee and removed from the agenda because we don't need to take action. And it would be a warning to folks who collect sales tax and don't pay it that we have no leeway in revoking a license. So I will move the alternative motion on item number 8.
Councilmember Goodman has moved Community Development Regulatory Services item number 8, which essentially sends this matter back to the Community Development Regulatory Services Committee. Councilmember Fry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to add that This is not the normal practice to allow an additional week and a half to pay the outstanding sales tax. I mean, the sales tax should have been being paid all along. I'm glad that we gave the extra week and a half, and they came up with the $25,000, and the business is able to continue to function. But I just wanted to point out that this is in no way, shape, or form setting any form of precedent.
Any further discussion on Community Development Regulatory Services, item 8? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Aye.
Warsame.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Cano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Glidden.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
President Johnson.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes.
That report is adopted. Next, we have the Health, Environment, Community Engagement Committee report. That committee is chaired by Councilmember Gordon.
Thank you very much, Madam President. And the Health, Environment, and Community Engagement Committee, which also covers energy issues, is bringing 2 items forward. One is passage of a resolution amending the membership of the Homegrown Minneapolis Food Council to add 1 staff member each from the Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board and from the Minneapolis Public Schools, and also 2 additional community members appointed by those bodies. The second item is authorizing a contract with the Minnesota Department of Health to receive $180,000 for home visiting services for women and young children. And I will move both of those items forward for approval.
Councilmember Gordon has moved the Health, Environment, Community Engagement report. Any discussion on either of those items? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Aye.
Warsame.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Cano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Glidden.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
President Johnson.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes.
That report is adopted. Next, we have the Intergovernmental Relations report, and that report is going to be given by the committee's Vice Chair, Councilmember Cano.
Thank you, Madam President. In the Intergovernmental Relations Committee, we have 2 items for approval today. The first one is approving an amendment to the Environmental and Resource Protection Policy section by adding language regarding seed libraries. We also have an accompanying resolution by Councilmember Cam Gordon that has been handed out to us. Item number 2 is approving an amendment to the Public Safety Policies and Coordination Efforts section by adding language regarding investigation of an officer involved in death. So those are 2 items that are added to our 2015 Legislative Policies agenda, and I will move both items forward for approval.
Councilmember Cano has moved the Intergovernmental Relations report, including the resolution attached on seed libraries, to item 1. Any discussion on either of those items? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Aye.
Warsame.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Cano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Glidden.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
President Johnson.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes.
That report is adopted. Next, we have the Transportation and Public Works report, and that committee is chaired by Councilmember Reich.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee will be forwarding 7 items today for approval. Item 1 is the 31st Street resurfacing project, and that's a resolution designating the location for those improvements and setting the public hearing for April 21st, 2015. This item will require 9 votes for passage. The following items refer to the Ways and Means Committee. Item 2, the Hennepin-Lyndale Corridor Street Reconstruction Project and Design Contract Amendment. We'll be designating the location for those proposed improvements, receive the cost estimate and directing the special assessments and serving a public hearing for June 9th, 2015, and authorizing an increase to $240,450 to the engineering service agreement with Kimley Horn and Associates for preliminary and final design. Item 3 is the Penn East, McKinley areas, Girard and Humboldt Avenues North Street resurfacing project. Resolution passing the area of improvement, and that passed a resolution of board estimate taxation to authorize the city's issuance of sale assessment bonds for that project. Item 4 is the sale of city-owned land to the Minnesota Sports Facilities Authority, and that's to conduct a real estate closing and execute a quitclaim deed for the Minnesota Sports Facility Authority for the sale of 2 segments of the public right-of-way along 4th and 5th Street for the current market value of $1,572,000. Item 5 is the MPCA grant for commercial waste evaluation. execute the grant agreement with the MPCA to the amount of $26,567, and evaluate approaches to increase the diversion of commercial, industrial, and multifamily waste, and passage a resolution increasing the appropriation of the Solid Waste Recycling Enterprise Fund by that same amount. Item 6 is the 35 South Storm Tunnel Rehabilitation Cooperative Agreement. And that's a cooperative agreement with the Minnesota Department of Transportation for cost participation for that project, which is a storm tunnel rehabilitation project, which I'll note that we have a considerable amount of volume that we utilize. And the final item is accepting the low bid of Hydromax USA for closed circuit inspection of the city's sanitary sewer system. Madam President, I move all items for approval.
Councilmember Reich has moved the Transportation Public Works report. Anyone want to pull anything off or any discussion on any of those items? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye on all items, but no on number 4.
Cano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Glidden.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
President Johnson.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes on the report except item number 4, which has 12 ayes and 1 nay.
That report is adopted. Next, we have the Ways and Means report, and that committee is chaired by Councilmember Quincy.
Thank you, Madam President. Ways and Means brings forward 12 items for your consideration this morning. The first is a series of legal settlements, or just one legal settlement, rather. Second item is a legal services agreement and a waiver of conflict of interest. The third item is the Supreme Court amicus brief with authorizing the mayor and police chief to sign on to the Supreme Court amicus brief in favor of the petitioners. This is a same-sex marriage case in Ohio. Item number 4 is the resolution establishing the 2015 Board of Appeal and Equalization and appointing 3 members to that board, Tad Marinak, Sandy Loescher, and Earl Netwall. The 5th item is the approval of the city positions subject to the Statement of Economic Interest filing requirements. Item number 6 is a Convention Center and Target Center Consulting Pool, RFP. Item number 7 is the Fridley Water Softening Plant Facility Assessment, amends a contract with Miller Dunwhiddle Architecture. Number 8 amends a contract with Alpha Review Corporation for medical review billing services. And item number 9 is related to workers' comp and employment services, medical billing services. Item number 10 is extending a contract with Cartograph Systems for traffic sign management system. 11 is amends a contract with Advanced Public Safety for the Minneapolis Police Department citation system. And number 12 is executes a contract for the 2015 National Forensic Sciences Improvement Program. Happy to move all 12 items for approval.
Councilmember Quincy has moved the Ways and Means report. Any discussion on any of those items or want to pull anything off? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Cano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Glidden.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
President Johnson.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes.
That report is adopted. Next, we have the Zoning and Planning Committee report, and that committee is chaired by Councilmember Bender.
Thank you, Madam President. We have 6 items from the Zoning and Planning Committee. Item number 1 is confirming the council appointments of 3 members of the Zoning Board of Adjustment. Item number 2 is street vacations submitted by the Minnesota Sports Facilities Authority to vacate portions of 4th Street South and 5th Street South. Item number 3 is a rezoning from R2B to C1 for the Bonicelli Restaurant at 1901 Fillmore Street Northeast. Item number 4 is rezoning from R2B to C1 for Karma Coffee Shops and Offices at 514 Lowry Avenue Northeast. Item number 5 is denying a petition related to an environmental impact assessment worksheet for the Downtown East Commons Urban Park Project. And item number 6 is approving a staff recommendation that the EAW and findings of fact for the LNH station at 2225 East Lake Street are adequate and that an EIS is not required. And I will move all 6 items.
Councilmember Bender has moved the Zoning and Planning report. Any discussion on any of those items? Anyone want to pull anything off? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Quincy.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
Fry.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Cano.
Aye.
Reich.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Glidden.
Aye.
Yang.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
President Johnson.
Aye.
There are 13 ayes.
That report is adopted. Next, we have the introduction and referral calendar, and there's just one ordinance introduction. And pursuant to notice, I am introducing the subject matter of an ordinance amending the code relating to housing maintenance code for first reading and referral to the Community Development Regulatory Services Committee. It will amend provisions related to license fees for tiered rental licenses and condominiums. Any discussion on that introduction? Seeing none, all in approval say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. We have resolutions this morning, an honorary resolution declaring April 2015 Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month in the city of Minneapolis. We also have an honorary resolution recognizing the centennial commemoration of the Navy Reserve. Another honorary resolution supporting awareness of women and heart failure. And we also have an honorary resolution that we did before the committee or before the council meeting honoring Tony Hofstede. So on those honorary resolutions, any discussion on any of them? Seeing none, all in approval say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Under new business, we have a notice of intent. Councilmember Reich gives notice of intent to introduce at the next regular meeting of the City Council the subject matter of an ordinance amending the code relating to the zoning code on premises signs, amending real estate sign provisions. That notice is given. Councilmember Reich also gives notice of intent to introduce at the next regular meeting of the City Council the subject matter of an ordinance amending the code relating to streets and sidewalks under use of city-owned infrastructure, establishing a process and procedure for applicants to obtain permits to attach communications equipment to city-owned infrastructure. That notice is given. Councilmember Reich also gives notice of intent to introduce at the next regular meeting of the City Council the subject matter of an ordinance amending the code relating to the zoning code, amending regulations for telecommunication towers, antennas, and base units. That notice is given. Councilmember Reich also gives notice of intent to introduce at the next regular meeting of the City Council the subject matter of an ordinance amending the code relating to heritage preservation, amending regulations for telecommunication towers, antennas, and base units. Councilmember Quint, that notice is given. Councilmember Quincy also gives notice of intent to introduce at the next regular meeting of the City Council the subject matter of an ordinance amending the code relating to the Minneapolis cable communication franchises, amending Comcast franchise provisions in accordance with the franchise settlement agreement. That notice is given. Are there any announcements? Seeing no announcements, a motion to adjourn to be in order, and it's a motion to adjourn to the next City Council meeting, March 20th.
So moved.
Second.
All in approval say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.
I might do it.